I've always been fascinated by show business. As a matter of fact, it's cost my family quite a bit of money.
Oh, you invest in shows?
I've been married 7 or 8 times. Frankly, she's getting rather annoyed with me. Oh, this year, when the George White scandal's opened, she packed me off to Florida. My last wife was an acrobatic dancer. You know, sort of a contortionist. She doesn't approve of girls who smoke.
Bye-bye, Mr. Fielding.
Bye-bye.
This is where I get off.
Oh, no. No. You don't get off that easy. All right, driver. Once around the park, slowly. And keep your eyes on the road.
What kind of a girl do you think I am, Mr. Fielding?
Oh, please. Please, it won't happen again.
I'll say.
Please, come back.
I'll walk, thank you.
Oh, please, miss,
So Peter is mad that there are delete clips and scenes from Trisha's podcast with Jeffree. Well, Mr. Delete and block and quite frankly shove it. Now I bring this example up to shine a light on his lies. Now, in that Dear John video, Peter huffed and puffed throughout the whole thing, stating that he never spoke sexually to minors. That's an outright damn lie. Peter asked John outright if he was a virgin. That's a sexually conversation right there. And he was yet again to dirty deleted that live stream, just like his Tumblr. He blocks anyone and deletes negative comments or just comments where viewers question him. And not even in a rude way either. So shove it, Peter, you delete things all of the time. Well, our dearest old boy is going on about how he's sleeping with Boo's blanket now. Really? I guess Peter is really dried up for content at this point. On his drama channel, he's lost over 1,000 subscribers over the last 30 days. Not a good sign for old Petey. I'm not surprised. Why anyone chooses to listen to this man repeat the same stories over and over is beyond me. Let's dive into these Reddit comments, shall we? We're also going to be discussing other topics on Peter as well. In one of his recent vlogs, Peter was stating that he is sleeping with Boo's dog, bedding or blanket, because it still smells like Boo and it's a comfort to him. This is regressive behavior. I state that from a place of truthful empathy. Peter will say everyone grieves differently, but sleeping with the dog's bedding isn't a healthy way to move on from the loss of a dog. Most adults know this instinctively. He will give it up when he is ready. If a child were doing this, the adult would gently take the blanket away. Peter never cared about Boo while he was alive, so I have a really hard time believing that Peter is mourning this poor little pup. He had the nerve to throw up that super chat. He's never gone to therapy. It's just for show. He probably went to AA to get the stories. It's why he got tossed out on his ass for borrowing that money. He's a sad, pathetic little man who has no life. I truly hope Alex wakes up and dumps his ass. That is very interesting, and I'm not sure I'm buying what Peter is trying to sell to his audience this time around. Just like when he kept saying how Brent's mother would call him and she gave him more grace than he deserved. I never bought that BS story either. Narcs take any form of critique as hate. Yeah, his Tumblr page vile to say the least. He wasn't expecting that he'd be exposed like that, and hence threw that major hissy fit. His fan base is something else. The fact that they wanted to get those poor girls at Sephora says volumes right there. A lot of people have developed intense parasocial relationships with Peter. Some fans endorse his unhealthy coping mechanisms by offering him their undying support. That's unhealthy too. His Tumblr was another example of behavior that was outside the norm. Recognition of that fact isn't hate speech. It's sound judgment to yes. Spot on. 11 hours of movies. Peter likes to sugarcoat his oddball behaviors as the natural thing to do, as if there are no consequences to his strange choices, like sucking his thumb throughout high school. It's a form of gaslighting his audience. He is then coddled by his fans as if he were a lost child in need of a mother. He has a covert, insidious, and repetitive way of saying things that make his distorted reality seem perfectly ordinary and routine. He said that he knows sleeping with the dog's blanket is like the security blanket of a 4-year-old, but that's just what he's doing right now. He puts the deceased dog's blanket under or near his pillow and touches it for comfort. He says this nonchalantly like it's a common occurrence. In reality, most adults do not sleep with their dead dog's bedding for continuous comfort. Usually, people who are in long-term relationships don't need security blankets, let alone ones that belonged to their deceased dogs. Peter once mentioned that Alex had a weighted blanket. That's a more appropriate and mature solution to ease stress. It's not cute that your partner stayed inside and watched 11 movies, binged junk food, and drank alone all weekend. Get your head out of your ass. He's going through something. And for the love of God, go see a movie with him, asshole. I don't care if you don't want to see it. Literally do one thing for your partner. One fucking thing. You don't even cook for him. At the very least, you can sit through a movie you don't want to watch. Has this man ever done one act of selflessness in his entire life? The lengths this man will go through to avoid work, unreal. This whole affiliate soapbox is simply to justify not working. We all know and accept creators make money off of links. It's 2024. We don't care. Put 5% more effort into your career, and then maybe you wouldn't be so jealous of everyone else's income. Okay, I'm done. Whoa, Alex was drinking alone and wallowing in junk food and movies? And Peter said it was cute? Is this what happened? If so, the end is near, and someone who is Captain Super Sober like Peter should recognize this is kind of a red flag. No? And honestly, the behavior is the exact same as Peter's dry drunk behavior. It's just with the added benefit of alcohol. For him to have survived a couple real-life car crashes, I think we're now viewing a slow-motion one happening in his house. I believe there was 3 accidents as well. The last one, the fast food place, and one day he wasn't feeling right, left work early against advice from a boss, and he ran off the highway. This could be the same accident as the fast food place, and I'm getting details all mixed together, but I feel like he's told the story about leaving early and running off the road a few times, separate from the fast food place. I also don't think Peter finds it cute, like he says he does. I think he uses that as an excuse so he can cover the fact he's trying to shade Alex. Peter wants to show that Alex is just as lazy as he is, and that Peter's layabout lifestyle is common amongst his friends and family. As for the depression, Peter is too self-centered to notice something's off with Alex. The only time he ever cared was when Alex threatened to leave because he can't live like this anymore. Peter acted like he would make more time for Alex and work on being less negative. That seemed to last a couple of weeks. Then it was back to the same old, same old. That seems to be what happened the last time Alex tried to get away. I personally think Peter has put his sobriety on Alex. I have no proof, I just base it on Peter's words and behaviors. Peter has proven he's willing to use his sobriety to get what he wants. I don't see Alex ever leaving at this point. Hair's in too deep with all the emotional manipulation Peter has run on him. That's just my opinion, of course, from watching Peter for a long time. Yeah, I've also thought about emotional manipulation and his sobriety. I can't diagnose, but I've known the type and observed similar behavior, so my spidey senses got going. I think Alex is going through something, obviously. I think the dogs were a connection to Peter that made it hard to actually go through with a move or a breakup, etc. Now that all the pups have passed, it may be his time. I don't know, I also could be way off. One part that had me howling when he said he's worked really hard for all of his savings. I was upset to hear Peter did not in the very least go to the movies with Alex. Alex works all week. I don't think it's horrible that he took an extended weekend to just shut down. He is a pretty social guy. With the holiday coming up, I'm sure he's going to be very busy in the upcoming weeks. As for Peter, who has exhausted himself cleaning the kitchen and doing laundry between binge-watching TV, riddle me this? He does not cook. What is there to clean? How much laundry can he have? He wears PJs and the same shirts through the week. They each do their own laundry. How much laundry can he possibly have? It's exhausting listening to his bullshit. It's good to refer to his Tumblr days once in a while. Liking some nude pictures on social media is whatever, but having a dedicated Tumblr page with your own name to BDSM/torture with underage-looking boys is strange to say the least. The irony of it all is him screaming how Colleen talked to kids while he did the same and more. Peter and his boys on speed dial back then, from Cuckian to Gross to oh so many others, LOL, and his fixation on porn stars and his porn star interviews were also interesting. 1000% I put up Peter's response video, the fake sniffling, the fake outrage that he got caught, another video that was very well put together. John K. was right to expose Peter. It's just a shame that back then everyone jumped on the bandwagon to defend Peter, even after he bullied Rich Lux into taking his side. I know, right? I don't get how he's gotten away with so much. I put up his Dear John K. video for a laugh. It was just like his coming back video after his accident, very, very carefully put together. The dry tears and fake sniffles, it's disgusting. Yes, you are correct about the other famous YouTubers. Massive backlash. Peter just keeps on getting away with crap. That was awful how he bullied Karina and Rich him, benefiting from all those fake outrage videos he did on Colleen, James Charles, and so many others is outrageous. With his background, he did all those videos and got rewarded with actual money. Sickening. Holy Mother of God. I never saw this. I only knew Kukian was taboo on the internet, but never knew or bothered to find out why. Peter was working in the field of anti-bullying with children. I no longer think we have to quality that, in our opinions, these boys look underage. If these were truly Peter's pictures, why did anyone stand up for Peter after seeing this? Just came across this past week, John. He was so calm in this video and showed the receipts. I don't get why anyone stood up for Peter during this whole debacle. I 1000% believe John was correct. I saw Peter's Pinterest account as well, so yeah, they were true. I wonder if Peter paid certain drama channels to attack anyone who questioned him. I mean, he tried to scare people this past year with fake lawyers. He bullied Rich into taking his side. Peter threw a massive fit over this with the fake tears and fake sniffles. In that vlog Peter did called Call Me Daddy, he zoomed in on that young guy's crotch. It was disgusting. Peter also likes to mock people who highlight that he isn't doing what he said he was going to do. If he were to do one small thing that he has stated, then he would be making some progress in the right direction. People who are going through the greatest obstacles know that they can't continue to wallow in grief until it completely consumes them. If grief persists and engulfs a person, then they usually seek out good therapy or grief support services. Peter's fans say that he is grieving. Therefore, he can't fix things. Excuse me? This man is going to brunch, planning trips, making drama videos, where he talks about Jeffree Star's sex life. The bullshit reaches unknown heights in Peter's world. Peter's description of the way Alex is handling Boo's death is a healthier one. Alex wanted to wrap the dog blankets in a bundle and tie them with a bow. Of course, Peter has to control the narrative and say that he needs to sleep with the dog blanket until he is ready to part with it. Honey child, if you need the dog's blanket as a security blanket, then your therapy ain't working. How Alex puts up with this, I'll never know. The two of them are like Betty Davis and Joan Crawford in an old movie where one of them is a recluse who is descending into madness in front of the other. Their odd life is giving creepy Betty Jane and Sweet Charlotte vibes. I don't believe he's in therapy either. Among other things, sleeping with the dead dog's blanket is proof of that. It blows my mind that Peter is the son of a prominent physician. He has such deep-rooted psychological issues that seemingly never received proper treatment. I mean, does his father know he is sleeping with the dead dog's blanket and talking crazy on his videos? Maybe his father keeps his distance. He uses that tired old excuse just for show. I bet his dad got fed up with Peter after the car accident, and that was the last straw. Who can blame him? Peter was spoiled brat growing up, and he never got out of that. In the time it's taken for Petey to say he needs to make a phone call or write it on a list, the call would have been made. It can't be money with the halls. Is it time cutting into his sleep and television? Also, in what world could a dead animal stay in the shaft for 6 years and not fall to the bottom? In what house could humans and dogs stay in a home with a dead animal's scent, not sending them gagging and running for the hills? I'm not even entertaining the book series movie nonsense. I still want to know when he went to college, if he was in active addiction until age 22, and then proceeds with his life story without ever mentioning a peep about school. Undergrad school is a major turning point in most lives. When he shows his certificate, does he mention school and year? It doesn't make sense. I highly doubt he even went to college. He's so immature. I mean, his video intros says a lot right there. He doesn't act like he has any education. He can hardly do menial tasks without running to Alex for help. He's a joke. There's a reason why his views are so low. The funny part in this all is that anyone still even thinks that he is this person he claims to be. He has one thing going for him, I'll give him that much. He is great at telling lies and manipulating, at least for a time. It is unfathomable to most people, including me, in the first half a year, to think that an adult could be completely deranged and tell blatant lies like Peter does, and that a person could believe another adult's silly, distorted lies online. It's difficult to face the truth that you yourself could be taken for a ride by a con man, the truth that there are people online that just might be lying to other adults. The truth that Peter just might be a mentally ill 52-year-old sicko who has no education whatsoever, has only worked as an assistant, and whose only real income is his inheritance, whose father has protected his poor son his whole life since the son is so messed up, who lives in his dead mother's condo from the 70s, is unable to work, sleeps all day, and does nothing other than watch TV. Could it be that he is the person we see with our own eyes? He doesn't have to tell us anything. It's all out there, including him being a racist, misogynist weirdo who likes guys on the younger side and is proud of being all those things. It's all out there documented. He is able to turn on a camera and upload to the internet. That's the extent of his capabilities. That and telling lies. Some people might think that, but. He has money, yes, the inheritance. But he wrote a book, so did Trisha Paytas, multiple. But he was on TV for RT. Yes, he did a propaganda piece for Russian TV to be laughed at. Should I go on? On the petermonn subreddit, someone just posted that it's okay to like petermonn. I completely agree. But there lies a terrible problem right there. The people that like him don't just like him. They have bought Peter's lies and are all over internet day and night defending him. Eventually, quite soon I believe, when Peter's facade completely crumbles, it will be a terrible blow to those people. And quite honestly, the people that still follow him blindly have not seen Peter's past. Peter hoovers his audience by turning on the victim stories and by adopting the wholesome lad from the Midwest persona. He can be somewhat charming in a snake oil salesman sort of way. It's no surprise that people like him, especially if they have certain vulnerabilities and histories. Peter sometimes behaves like a little lost child, not knowing how to properly take care of himself, and that pulls at people's heartstrings too. He is a puzzle, and at the same time, transparent. One thing that puzzles me is why he is the way he is. That's the only thing left that is a puzzle. What is transparent is what he is. And while his lies and his fantasies of big life changes are all oh so transparent, I'm still curious of what his next failing project in life will be. Will it be the basement? Will it be writing a book or understanding a book? Apparently this time around, based on a summary of his vlog, the next failed project will be a treadmill. Will he speak to us on Reddit in the next vlog, since based on the summary, he did it again? His cycles in life never end. He is a Gaul, living in the Gaul world, through and through after all. Guys, as always, leave your comments down below.
You collect shells?
Yes, so did my father and my grandfather. You might say we had a passion for shells. That's why we named the oil company after it.
Shell oil?
Okay, doll.
I suppose you want a tip.
Ah, forget it, doll. After all, you work here and I work here. And believe you me, it's nice to have you with the organization.
Bye-bye.
Oh, listen, doll. What time do you get off tonight?
Why?
Well, I'm working the night shift and I got a bottle of gin stashed away. And when there's a lull...
Don't you think you're a little young for that, Sonny?
Oh, you want to see my driver's license?
Get lost, will you?
That's the way I like 'em. Big and sassy. Oh, and get rid of your roommate.
Dirty old man.
What happened?
I just got pinched in the elevator.
Now you know how the other half lives.
Look at that. I'm not even pretty.
They don't care, just so long as you're wearing a skirt. It's like waving a red flag in front of a bull.
Really? Well, I'm sick of being the flag. I want to be a bull again. Now, what do you say? Let's get out of here. Let's blow.
Blow where?
You promised me, Joe, that the minute we hit Florida, we were going to beat it.
How can we? We're broke.
Well, we could find another band, a male band.
Look stupid. Right now, Spats Colombo and his chums are looking for us in every male band in the country.
So humiliating.
So you got pinched in the elevator. So what? Would you rather be picking lead out of your navel?
All right. But how long do you think we can keep this up?
What's the beef? We're sitting pretty.
Huh?
Look, we get room and board. We're getting paid every week. Look at the palm trees. Flying fish.
What are you giving me with the flying fish? I know why you want to stay here. You're after sugar.
Me after sugar?
I saw you, the both of you, in that bus all lovey-dovey and whispering and giggling and borrowing each other's lipstick. I saw you.
What are you talking about? Me and
You
sugar?
and sugar.
We're just like sisters.
Well, I'm your fairy godmother, and I'm going to keep an eye on you.